Hi, so I want to share a story with you that is really super cool, or I thought it was super cool. And I think it's really important. And I want to talk about this from how do I say this? I don't want to talk about this from an entitlement perspective. I want to talk about this from a worthy perspective. Okay, there's two different perspectives. One's I deserve, you owe me, and that's not where I'm coming from. One and the other one's like, just gonna create something special because, I'm special. And I think everybody's special, okay? So it's not that we top each other. So a lot of time, so I heard someone say this many years ago, and it's always stuck with me. I was in a meeting and they said today is Friday. And Fridays are good days because I was born on a Friday. Now, a lot of us have been in families where necessarily, we may have grown up with parents who are not emotionally able to work with us very well, or they were very self-absorbed. We know generationally there's different things that have happened with our generational lines, and a lot of times people are broken, or they move too fast, or it becomes about one person in the family and they're scapegoats. And so sometimes people really struggle with feeling they're worthy or feeling they're special. I talked to one person, they said, when it's my birthday month, I pretty much take the whole month off. And everyone knows that about me. So why can't we have special days? Why can't we have special days that are ours? I think that's vital. Now, that doesn't mean you're necessarily you can do it according to your love languages. Let's say, for example, your love language is touch and you want to go, hey, guess what? I am going to, when it's my birthday, or when it's every once a Friday a month or something like that, or once every 3 months, I'm going to make sure that I get the healthy touch I want. I'm going to go do a massage, or I'm going to ask my partner to rub my feet, or whatever. Okay? That's cool. You're getting your needs met. That's perfect. So, I'm going to share with you what I decided to do, or what I've been thinking about doing. You see, I don't want to necessarily look up the day I was born and go, okay, it's a Monday. We do a lot of like, thank God it's Friday, or oh my gosh, it's Monday. Well, Monday's no different than Friday. It's just a different day of the week. And think about this. If you're like torturous on Monday and you were born on a Monday, you're just going to be like, God, I was born on a Monday, or my birthday landed on a Monday. Oh, dreary me. You get what I'm saying? So let's get away from that. Before I start anything going down another path, let's get away from that mindset. Let's go into a new mindset. Let me tell you what I'm deciding to do. And I've actually looked it up. I was born on Rosh Hashanah. So I'm going to explain what Rosh Hashanah is. Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year. And I was born during that time. I'm going to tell you what year it was. But that's something special because I do have Jewish heritage. So in a way, it was like speaking something special to me. I'm born during the Jewish high holidays, or however you want to call it. I'm born during that time. That's cool. That's special. Now, because it's super important for me to listen to other people's cultures and races, and I spent a year writing a very in-depth training book on how different races, cultures, women LGBTQ plus view disability and accessibility, I then went and looked up when are other cultures New Year's. Now we have the United States New Year's coming up soon. But when, like, there's the Chinese New Year. There's the, I can't say it correctly, it's the Festival of Lights. That's in India. It's, I know, it starts with a D. You know, that's a New Year. So we start looking up the New Year's. I start personally looking up the New Year's, and I'm going, what if those are the days that I find every year that I say, I was born on a New Year, so I'm going to celebrate this, and I'm going to figure out a way to celebrate in some way culturally. And one thing I'm really glad about, I wasn't born on Yom Kippur. That would be really sucky. Hey, guess what? I'm born on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, the day where you're supposed to fast. I would not be happy with that. So in a way, it's kind of a blessing. It'd be kind of like being born on a Monday and everyone hates Mondays. Gotta have some humor with this. So my challenge for you is this. What are some ways that you can healthy celebrate you? Now, or some ways that you can look at celebrating yourself. You may not be able to take a month off of work. You may not be able to say, I can't see celebrating every Friday and saying it's a good day because I was born on a Friday. You may not be able to say that. But you may be able to say, oh, I was born on the 8th, so every 8th of the month, I'm going to write myself a really nice note saying, I'm glad you're here. Or, you may talk to your friends and say, I was born on the 8th. And I'm sure you have at least 12 friends, and you could say, would you be willing to write me a note on the 8th of each month? They may do that. Hey, I'm going to ask all my friends to do one thing each month on the 8th for me. If you're an acts of service person, that would be probably a cool kind of like little thing. If you're gifts, it might be that someone, makes you a card and gives you a card. Remember, we're a belonging society, and finding ways to integrate that you belong in this world in a positive way is super huge. So I just want you to think about positive ways to celebrate yourself, especially if you've ever had any sort of trauma or this is also really good if you've ever dealt with any sort of systematic ableism or systematic racism. And you may go, wow, that was a real turn there. I didn't think about that. But if you've ever dealt with that, because a lot of times, or you've ever dealt with gender, because there are a lot of women who have dealt with like yucky stuff around gender and being told certain things. So when we've dealt with systematic oppression, sometimes it's important to have those other things there. So change it. Change it. And see the value of you. And remember, do it from a perspective of, you know what? I was born on this day, and I'm celebrating it because I bring something to this world that nobody else can. And I'm grateful to be here. And others are grateful I'm here. And you know what? You can have ones for your other friends too. You could do this with your friends, which is kind of like a cool thing. Because if, let's say, one of your friends is born on the 10th and you're born on the 8th, you could create a whole big thing on this. So on that note, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.